I wanted somewhere far enough that's away from home, but close enough that I need to get back. Or I needed to just borrow rice quickly, or
Not borrow rice.
just steal milk from the cupboard. I'm trying to say.
We've partnered with the Open University and their students to discuss their university experiences.
I'm Ayamé P. I'm a content creator, comedian, and host, podcaster, beautiful gal.
Hi, I'm Rheanne. I'm a previous Open University student. I graduated in 2023 from a health and social care bachelor's degree.
I am your boy, Bash the entertainer, comedian, streamer, and Mr. Smiler, always, every day, from Scotland. And I'm here with
Naomi. Hi guys, my name is Naomi and I am a second year student at the Open University studying psychology.
My name's Flashy Sillah.
I'm Lauretta.
What did you study at the Open University?
So I did social psychology. It was very interesting, very hard, but now we're here.
Welcome to this episode of Word on the Curb's Got a Problem in partnership with the Open University. And of course, today we're going to be talking about all things university and life.
What was the biggest culture shock when you went to university?
How rich people really are, how much money people really have. Like, you get to uni, at least myself coming from not the most wealthiest of backgrounds, coming to uni and seeing people walking in with like their Gucci, Louis Vuitton bags, they're going on holiday every other week. Like, that's not a life that I lived. So seeing that people just live like that, it was a bit of a shock.
Oh man, that one was shocking. Oh my God. So I went to a university outside of London and I saw a lot of the international students, right? I saw Gucci bags, vintage Chanel bags, and we're just going from lecture to lecture. And I'm here struggling with my accommodation rent.
I went to the same uni.
No way.
I did, yeah. And I saw a lot of the international students as well. It was actually making me feel a little bit insecure as well. Like,
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, where have they got all this money? Like,
Yeah.
where have they got? And I'm just here with like student loan.
Yeah. With the maintenance loan that I gotta get by with for the next 3 months.
to hear the type of prices my friends were paying
Yep.
for student housing in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad.
Being in debt with housing, plus also thinking you're going to be in debt with studies is like, it's so much stress. That's why I'm so happy that like I'm studying with the Open University, is because I can do it from home.
Aye.
When I go home to Holland as well and see my family, I can just bring my laptop, bring my textbooks, a highlighter, and I'm good. I don't want to make a physical university sound bad, of course, but it is just another stress that I don't have to worry about being at the Open University.
My mum was the breadwinner in the house. She worked full time. She had a good job, but I knew that if I needed to go to uni, it would be student loans, it would be finding somewhere to live, accommodation, all of that. And I didn't feel that was open to me at that time, because I didn't want to put that financial burden on my mum. Even though at the time my mum was like, if you want to go to uni, we'll make it happen. But I just didn't want to do that to her.
Plus, all the other extra expenses, like food, clothes, going out with your friends.
It's tough, you know. It's really, really tough. And like sometimes you'll see the prices like they're paying for the housing, and then you pull up to the like the flat that they have, and it's like, it's not much, man.
I think a lot of people turn away from mainstream uni at that early age because of the financing as well. But having said that, I think Open University is an option that is not widely expressed to children at 16, 17. I hadn't heard of it when I left school.
Okay.
So I didn't know about alternative ways to study. So maybe if it's something that is explained and brought more into, like, because you know when you go to college or you've done your A-levels, it's very much about UCAS and your points and what are we going to do, but at no point the Open University are not mentioned in that, so you don't even know that you have another option. So I think just raising awareness about it amongst younger people would probably help, because there probably would be a lot more people that would think, actually, I can work alongside doing this.
I agree. I mean, it was when I was leaving school, it was like but like university fairs where they would have different universities come and say, hey, do you want to come to us? But I never really took in the lifestyle of the Open University compared to traditional. Like, I didn't think, I thought if you go to university, you're not working. And that wasn't an option for me.
Me too.
Like, I need to make some money.
Yeah.
I need to make money. But I didn't realise that would you be able to do both. Obviously, they say it, but you don't really take it in.
Did you feel pressure to go to university?
As a, UK Nigerian,
Right.
born to African parents, as you
Yeah.
can imagine. It was the typical go to university, get a safe, secure job. I really wanted to go to uni for my parents.
I would sit in on other lectures that were not mine.
You are a African parent's
Oh,
dream
God.
child. You see his kids here, they be like, see, when I was in uni, I was going to other lectures, I was going to work, I was doing this, I was doing that. You are tired.
I'm going to be controversial. Going to university, the importance of it is more so the experience of being very independent and working on deadlines and working on learning yourself and putting yourself out there and that life learning that you do more so than the academic of it. Unless, of course, you're becoming a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, and you have to be, you know, academically trained.
Coming from Congo to the UK,
Yeah.
growing up in a Congolese household, it's like the rule.
Mm-hmm.
You get here, you study,
Yeah.
you have to pick a subject that will take you into being a lawyer or being a doctor or something that will make you, a wealthy income.
Yeah.
And even though like I didn't want to kind of do it,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have to do it because my parents have said it. So you have to. I feel
Yeah.
like it comes from a good heart, 100%.
Yeah.
Your parents want you to get to a stage where you can obviously financially, be sustainable
Yeah.
and take care of them and yourself also.
I said UK African. You know what? I've always been into sports or the creative field, right? So university it had to be done. Even though like I've never been a theory-based kind of learner. I'm always been practical.
I actually technically felt pressure to go to university because of my parents, but not because my parents were like, go to university. My mum did her degree. She graduated. And then that made me want to do it. But I never was like leaving like A-level and that was the only route. I went straight into work and then later on in life did university. Are you the same?
Yeah.
Lush.
Yeah. I just didn't think about doing university straight out of school, A-levels. I didn't think about it then. It's the same like you. I just went and started working.
And I love you, Mum, but when I first started studying, it was very like, it was mentally challenging to have to deal with obviously wanting to make sure that you are making your family proud, but then also doing something that actually you want to do.
I'm Caribbean and African, and I was raised in a very strict Jamaican household.
Right.
And if you didn't go to university, then you were kind of seen as worthless. And you was going to be spoken about in parties, like as the person that was seen as useless, basically. So it was a big thing going to university.
I really wanted to go to uni for my parents. However, I dropped out after about 18 months. I dropped out because I was studying business marketing.
Talk to me.
Yes, so we went to the same uni,
Right.
but I dropped out. So third year didn't see me.
Second year didn't see me, so yeah.
Really? So you dropped out as well? Okay. So of course I went home and I started working in retail and they were like, why are you working in retail? So COVID happened and everyone was having this sort of life epiphany of what are we going to do? Like what's going to happen after COVID? I wanted to get out of my job and I just thought, again, the degree leverage and seeing my friends, having their degrees and they were excelling and doing really well and able to work from home. And then obviously the jobs that I was eligible for weren't really giving that sort of flexibility or room to grow. So I felt a degree would have just given me that extra confidence and
that
back
full
in.
safe.
Yeah.
How did your parents react when you picked the business? Because you're supposed to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, all that stuff. So how did they react to like you picking business?
They were like, okay, are you sure you want to do this? Why not a doctor? Why not an accountant? I'm one of 3 siblings, the youngest of 3. I'm like the entrepreneurial sibling out of the 3 of us. And my 2 other siblings went out to university and I decided to do the opposite.
Being the oldest sibling, there is also so much pressure. You want to be a role model, but that extra pressure is just so big sometimes because you're thinking like, am I doing the right thing? If they follow my footsteps, is that going to give them a good life? From the family that I've come from, that's a big thing. When you're the oldest sibling, you have to look after your siblings.
I'm the middle child, out of 5, and I don't know if there was that much like pressure on me because I feel like all my siblings have different things that they want to do. My oldest brother had his own business. My sister's a chef. Shout out my sister. Me and my youngest brother, we decided obviously to do the studying because at a certain age, you have to listen to what mom says.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she's like, okay, if 2 of them did something else, you are going to study.
That's so relatable. I'm the youngest of 4. 2 of my older siblings graduated. I was next up. Like I said, I've always been like a practical learner. One thing I do appreciate the Open University are doing is that it's really open to people that are like-minded. You can network with these people, whether you finish your degree or not, like you've got that connection. University is more than just a paper degree. It's honestly about who you meet And I think that's the actual value in it.
And when you were living away from home, was there anything specific that you missed out on?
People of colour.
Okay, yes.
People of colour.
Yeah.
At least where I go to uni, it's a very, very white town because I'm from Croydon.
Right.
Right. So, right. So I'm like born and raised in Croydon.
Yeah.
So going from Croydon to like a really, really white area, you don't really appreciate being around people of colour as much when you've grown up around it until you go away from that.
I studied in Scotland, which was mostly white folk, and where in certain studies or in certain like classes that I'll go to, there weren't really people of color there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it kind of helps when there's obviously someone that also looks like you there, because you can relate and talk about certain things that you guys have been through. Obviously, oh, you're studying, why? Parents. Oh, me too, parents. So obviously you have that.
I hadn't really thought about that, like going to a mainstream university, depending on the area, will really depend on the culture and the mix of people that you have.
Yeah.
Which is not something that really crossed my mind with the Open University. I think because it is online, it's open to everybody. So I did find that doing my course, when we would have the tutorials and things, you see that it is a variety of different people.
My friend went to, I'm going to call it a rural university, and he was saying how he doesn't remember ever seeing a POC in his year. And I thought, that's crazy. But you don't really clock it until you're in it, and then you're like, hey, where are all the black people? No.
With the Open University, obviously so much of it is online. Studying now has actually given me the confidence to just have confidence in myself, basically, to think just sort of like, doesn't matter where I come from, doesn't matter where everyone comes from. And that's the beauty of the Open University as well, is it doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, it's like, it's for everyone.
71% of Black Gen Z and Gen Alpha think university education is important to become successful in today's society. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I completely agree, which is kind of sad considering how expensive it is to go to uni, full stop.
Depending on what you want to do, if you are a doctor, please go to university.
Yeah, please.
Please.
If you're a dentist,
please.
helping people. Yeah.
Please.
In the kind of world that we live in, having a university degree is important. It doesn't really matter what it's in that much, to be honest. High-paying job.
I can't lie. I disagree with that, man. I don't think it's as important as it was.
Yeah.
Because we're moving into more of like an entrepreneurial world.
I was gonna say I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I also agree with you as well.
Yeah.
So I agree with the fact that as a black woman in a corporate workspace, I need to have something on my CV that shows that I can do my role.
Yeah.
I can't just walk in there because I haven't got those previous connections. In my current role now, so it's the same company I've been working with since before my degree, but since I've graduated, I'm being promoted because they've seen that I have that determination. I think it's more, they don't want to lose my talent now because they see that I'm determined to develop within the company as well as outside of that.
Saying to employers that I've finished my degree with the Open University, it's always been really well received because I think it says to them, you can multitask. You can study alongside working, alongside a family life. So it does, for employers, I think it's becoming something that's much more accepted.
They take you more seriously when you have a university degree. So I think it is very important. As people of colour, it's so much harder for us to be taken seriously in the work environment anyway. So having that degree gives us that kind of extra boost as well.
Definitely agree with that. Because like I said, that's why I got to a point in my working career where I couldn't get, or I wasn't getting any further because I didn't have the degree. But I would see that there were my counterparts that were able to move up without having the degree either.
From my experience as well, I remember going into work experience one time and having braids in, and he actually asked me that if I were to start working here, whether I could remove the braids and straighten my hair because it looked unprofessional. And it wasn't until later on that I thought to myself, that was not okay to say.
Sometimes it's really hard to get taken seriously as, you know, as a person of colour. Coming from Scotland, where it's mostly white people, but it's not everyone that goes through that. Do you know what I mean?
You need to have something as a person of colour to just back up what you're saying, which is what I've found from having the degree now. I don't have to explain myself as much because once I'm like, I've got my bachelor's degree, then people are like, oh, okay. you know,
the degree provides credibility where for other people their skin colour would.
Yeah, exactly.
Poetry. poetry.
I'll be honest, I think it's just nepotism at this point that has an advantage over everyone else.
Yes, but we haven't got our people to do that yet.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, the
Jay-Z
degree will help.
Do you think that there is a right age to go to university?
No, I think you can go to university at any age. I love seeing like inspirational stories about people who are 95 and they're studying how to do air conditioning or something like that.
I would say I agree with that because when I first went to university, the same university, I was not serious. I was outside. I was at the nightclub. I was not serious. So I was going to lectures still. Yes. So I was going to lectures still kind of hungover from the night before. So I think going back again, during COVID, I was 28, 29.
Yeah.
And finishing, I graduated last year, so 33. Jeez. Yeah. And I got a first. And I would not have got that first if I was 18.
I initially thought going to uni was for people that came straight out of school, did A-levels and then went straight on to uni and went that typical route. Only having done the course now in my adult years, I'm like, actually, no, there isn't an age for anyone. It's whenever you feel that you're ready, whenever you can fit it in with your life. I'm a few years away from 40.
Your skin is amazing.
I'm a few years away from 40. And I'm still looking at studying now. I've finished my bachelor's degree, but I'm looking at starting my master's now. When you're older, it's more about you. You're doing it for you.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're younger, it tends to be about, are my parents going to think if I do that?
And also, the thing is, a lot of people go to university to just get away from home. It's not really to actually pursue a career or a degree. Put my hands up. Half the reason why I even went to university initially, I was just thinking, outside. I'm out. Listen, like, I can go back home. There's no mom, dad, or siblings there. This is really my own space.
Do you think people put too much pressure on like 17 and 18-year-olds to decide what they want to do then and there?
Definitely. You're just out of school. You've only just finished.
You're a baby.
You're a baby then. I feel like it's unrealistic to expect someone at 16, 17 to know what they want to do for the rest of their life. You might have an overview. At that age, I did. So I knew that I wanted to do something to do with youth, something to do with helping people. But I wasn't aware of the multitude of jobs that come under youth work and health and social care.
I feel like if I'd have gone to uni straight out of secondary school, the degree I would have picked I wanted to do French. Voulez-vous? No. And I think I ended up doing English because after life experience and just seeing what I actually enjoyed doing in life, decided to do English and then switched to history. But that's a whole different story. We don't talk about that. The amount of different jobs I've done, and I ended up in such a different place, obviously what I'm doing now, to what I thought I was going to end up doing.
Yeah, me too.
It's you have no clue where your life's going to go, and it's only really as you're maturing and starting to really learn more about yourself, and you're like, oh, I want to do this. And then if you wake up 5 years later and you're like, hey, I hate being a business analyst, I want to go into art. You can do that.
When you're at the age of like 16, 17, I'm not even trying to lie, like I may sound like a parent, but you're still figuring stuff out. You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with waiting a little bit to go and study. I hear this thing a lot. I'm taking a gap year, fam. You know what I mean?
Everyone always asks me, like, do you not think it's a little bit too late? Like, I'm 23. I can only imagine that people who are even older than I am also get those kind of questions. And it just makes me really sad because when I hear exactly like what they say, when I hear that there's so many people out there who've got kids, full-time jobs, like they're just doing their own thing with life but still have the opportunity to come to the Open University.
Don't ever think there should be like an age limit to whenever you study. Just
believe in yourself.
100%.
Comment below what you thought about what we discussed today. If you disagreed with us, don't comment. Joking! Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and be sure to search the Open University or click the link on the description to find out more. Thank you for watching.